Good morning, everyone. It's Christine, and it's Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's going to be hot here in Missouri. So I wanted to talk about, are you guys resilient? Like yesterday, I talked about the kids and the 5 steps that we could do for them. But in your business, is your business resilient? We've already gone through COVID-19 once. What if we get it a second time? What if a second round came through? Have you changed? Do you run when something happens, or do you find a solution? So we're going to talk about the different ways that we can make sure our business is resilient. So like the kids, like yesterday I talked about having a connection and having friends and stuff. For my business, when COVID-19 started happening, one of the first things I did is I called a business owner in Texas that I've been friends with for years. And I said, hey, how are you handling this situation? What do you think I need to do? We started watching ratios at the centers. We started seeing how many kids were coming in, how many parents were pulling their kids or cutting hours back. Like I had to sit there and I found a solution immediately. I didn't have time to run. If I ran, my business would be gone. So I had to sit and find solutions of what I could do to keep the business running and to help my employees. Now financially, my business was fine. It was my employees that were going to lose all their hours, and I didn't want that for them. I wanted to make sure that we had a plan in place. So I did the payroll protection, which is about up this week, and I have to submit all my paperwork. But I used my connections that I made to help me be resilient. So that was one of the things I did. The second thing I did, just like we teach the kids to be resilient, is helping others. So whenever I got new information about COVID-19, I would share it with the providers in my area, their friends and stuff. Our state did give us a one-time stimulus. So anyone that I thought that would need it, I would share it with them. I'd share it on the group boards to help people out. But I wanted to make sure if I was going to be protected and resilient, I wanted the other providers to be resilient too. So I did the same thing I would do for my kids. I helped others. So we have the connection and we have helping others because we want to make sure our businesses last. This time around, as far as the financial side goes, I made sure anything coming in now gets moved into a savings account to protect me, because if we have a second round of COVID, I want to make sure my business can last full time for quite a while, that I don't have to worry, my parents don't have to worry, and my staff don't have to worry. I was very blessed that we only had to combine the centers for 3.5 weeks, and I didn't have to do that, but the only reason I did that was to keep the overhead low so I knew that we could continue going. I only had to lay off 3 employees. Not many people had to do I have 25 employees and I only had to lay off 3, and 1 did come back, 1 got a job, and 1 found another job. So we already knew 1 was leaving. So it made my job easier, but that center would have survived. It's just that employees' hours would be cut, and I did it for my employees. So make sure that you're making connections because other people can help you. And the other one is that you want to maintain your routine. So as an adult, we still have to be resilient and we still have to maintain our routine. And on the financial side, we have to make sure that we are watching our numbers. Do you track monthly what you're bringing in? Do you know when your numbers drop? Do you know what to do to bring your numbers back up? Do you know what you're going to do next time to be resilient and keep your business going? So you need to make a list of everything that happened when COVID first time happened in March, because I had a day and a half to decide if we were combining centers or not and get a hold of licensing and let them know, hey, this is what I'm looking at doing. What do you think? And they're like, absolutely, we're going to allow you to combine. We're going to keep your license open until you get your payroll protection. So I made sure that I called a couple of business owners to see what we needed to do. This time around, I already had procedures in process. So now this time around, I know I had a letter. So this is what I did to be resilient. I did the math, and the families that wanted to stay with me and come back, they had to pay a percentage of my tuition. So their spot was guaranteed. So when our state opened up or started opening up more, parents were going back to work the beginning of June, they got their spots back immediately. I sat down and figured out what can I afford to lose and what can I not afford to lose. So make sure you know your numbers really well inside and out. So I had parents pay a percentage. You'd be surprised how many did not want to lose their spot. In my area, quality care is a big deal. So I had parents that opted to give up their spot, and they knew I was going to fill it immediately, which did happen because I had a waiting list. So then I have that letter now. So for next time, I know what to do if we're going to run into this again. I know my procedures. I have to put them in place. But it took me a couple of days to figure this out. So make sure this time around that you have this planned out because we don't know what's going to happen. The other thing is going through all of this, I still had to do self-care. Like this morning, I haven't ran yet. I have my long run. I'm dreading it. I ain't gonna lie. But make sure that you're still taking care of yourself. This is a very stressful time. Nothing is the same. Our state opened up today. That means sanitation is going to be calling. They had to push back one of my inspections at my other building. I know they're going to be calling, and I know that we have to make sure that everything's set up. So just make sure that you're aware of your licensing rules and what you can do to go above and beyond. But anyways, I have to get going, and you have a great day. Thanks for watching.